Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. Plain title to a very special film.
You know, if you hadn't stopped coming to church, you'd have a little bit more understanding of people's feelings.
All this anger, man, it just begets greater anger.
In 3, 2, 1.
It's hard to believe that it's already 9 years since British director and screenwriter Martin McDonagh's fantastic first feature film In Bruges hit the screens. I still remember how much I loved that wonderfully dark and funny film when it came out. Now I've just seen his newest and only third film overall, Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. But going in, I didn't even know he directed it. Actually, I didn't know anything at all, and that's just how I like it from time to time. Sometimes I try to describe the films I've seen as combinations of other movies. Movies with similar tones or topics, or just scenes or specific ideas. With this one I actually thought about In Bruges, which is pretty clear now that I know that it's from the same director. And that's a good thing, since it means Martin McDonagh has a recognizable style. But the other movies I had in mind were Manchester by the Sea and Fargo. Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri is a dark comedy, a drama and a crime story, all mixed together in such a unique way that I really have to say this is one of those films that reminds me why I love watching movies in the first place. It's always engaging, full of great performances, tells a story that I haven't seen in this way before, it will surprise the audience more than once, and it's as deep as it is funny. I loved it right from the start. The title is plain and simple, and the very first thing we see is how our lead protagonist, the middle-aged woman Mildred Hayes, played by Frances McDormand, inspects those three old billboards just outside the little southern town of Ebbing, Missouri. Next up is the small advertising company in charge of those billboards, and without really knowing what Mildred's goal might be, we cut to a local policeman patrolling at night when he discovers what exactly she had put up on those boards. Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri is a crime movie that begins months after the actual crime has happened, and it doesn't even focus that much on its solving. Instead, it's the not getting solved that sets everything in motion. At its heart, it's a very sad story about a mother whose daughter was raped and brutally murdered. Since the local authorities seem to have given up on the case, Mildred picks those billboards to provoke action, or as she puts it, to make the police concentrate on their work again. But before we even got to that serious tragic core, we already found out just how funny Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri is. By the way, the encounter between Mildred and the young advertising manager, played by Caleb Landry Jones, plays out.
What's the law on what you can and cannot say on a billboard? I assume you can't say nothing defamatory and you can't say fuck, piss, or cunt. That right?
Or anus?
There's a lot of profanity. It's probably the number one source of humor in the movie, but it's not just profanity for profanity's sake. It's timed perfectly, comes from very well fleshed out characters, and it fits their angry or simply drastic natures. One of the many things I liked so much about last year's Manchester by the Sea was the fact that it had so much humor while also being one of the saddest, most heart-wrenching films one can possibly imagine. While this one tends to be more on the comical side, with its many peculiar characters, it's still a very emotional film that can make you tear up easily. This is all working so great mainly because of McDonagh's direction, script and the incredible performances from the extraordinary cast. There are so many faces I love to see, so much talent brought together, new and old. Frances McDormand's portrayal of a grief-stricken, angry and yet so powerful woman is amazing. She doesn't take shit from anyone and she's fighting her war with everything she got. Woody Harrelson plays the town's sheriff, a hard-boiled but also quite rational and at times empathetic guy. His deputy Dixon, played by the great Sam Rockwell, starts out as a despicable, racist and moronic cop, but very fortunately in Three Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri, no character is one note and morally just black or white, with the exception of just one probably. As it turns out, Sam Rockwell's character is one of the best in the movie, and this is something I really like to point out. As much as McDonagh's work is full of dark humor and characters who are horrible to each other, at its heart there's also a lot of humanity to be found. Pretty much all people in the movie are messed up, and it's a lot of fun to watch them go and curse along. But under their hard shells are good aspects as well. I won't go as far as call them good people, but they have good things to them. Aside from Frances McDormand, Woody Harrelson and Sam Rockwell, you will also see Peter Dinklage, Lucas Hedges, Samara Weaving, who I just discovered in Mayhem, and many more. There are no big effects, no big action scenes, just great characters, an intriguing story, amazing performances, and a lot of dark twisted humor and heart as well. And I also like that small town in which it all takes place. You really get a feeling for it. The lonely street with the billboards, the small advertisement company, the sheriff department across the street, the farm of the chief, Mildred's home, and a small pub. The movie has a great geography and a nice flow as well. And I thought the ending to be just perfect, but you have to see that for yourselves. If you have any love for movies like Fargo or In Bruges, you have to watch 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. I would say if you're into cinema in general, you should check it out. In German I'd say, voll von schwarzem Humor, starken Figuren und zugleich abgründig und auch optimistisch. I give 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri 9 out of 10. It's more like 8.9. But I don't fucking do that.
And as sad as the spectacle of these billboards might be, this reporter, for one, hopes this finally puts an end to the strange saga of the 3 billboards outside.
This doesn't put an end to shit, you fucking retard. This is just a fucking start. Why don't you put that on your Good Morning Missouri fucking wake-up broadcast, bitch?
Alright, that's it like always. Comment below, let me know what you think about 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing, Missouri. And also let me know what's your favorite Woody Harrelson film. For me personally, Natural Born Killers is still very high up there, because I've seen that as an adolescent and it was one of those influential movies for me. You can hit me up on Twitter, Facebook and Instagram simply at TheJimmyCage. And if you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, share, subscribe, whatever you like, and make sure you hit that bell for all I have to tell.